Hello BookTube and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. These are the books that I've been working on this week. So, it's been another long day. I'm going to do my best to keep this short and sweet and just go through the reading briefly, for better or for worse. First off, The Mirror and the Light by Hilary Mantel. I actually finished this last week. So I didn't read any new pages, but I did review it earlier this week. So that was posted on my channel earlier this week. I'll link to it down in the description down below if you missed it. But I have now reviewed this book, so I am all done with it now. I'm going to do my best to limit the number of books I'm actively reading. So the roster going forward, and we'll see how well I stick to this, is to have one comic book in rotation, one book of the Bible in rotation for as long as I've got my reading project going to read through the Bible, and then one other book in rotation, fiction or general interest. So I'm going to try and stick to this. I've got a bad habit of starting too many books. But comic book is Batman Knightfall, Knightsend, which I've been reading for the past several weeks and actually just finished this afternoon. So this one is now finished, and I will try to review this tomorrow night, assuming there's no major catastrophes. I'll film my review of this tomorrow night and then post it. As for the Bible, I actually finished the book of Deuteronomy earlier this week and filmed my review and posted it on this channel. The danger of doing these reviews unscripted is it's a classic thing where I turned off the camera and then I thought to myself, oh, I forgot to talk about this, I forgot to talk about that. There's all this interesting stuff in there that I just completely forgot about, but I talked about some stuff, so that's good enough. I've started the book of Joshua now, and I am up to Joshua 8. So they've crossed the River Jordan. God parted the water at the River Jordan, just like at the Red Sea, or stopped it from flowing. There's the famous Battle of Jericho, marching around the walls 7 times. And now they are taking the city of Ai. So that's as far as I've got here. The footnotes in the Jerusalem Bible are interesting. I grew up in the NIV Bible, so these are a whole different set of footnotes than I'm used to. At a couple different spots, they indicate where there's 2 different traditions being meshed together, which accounts for the contradiction. So there's 2 different traditions being meshed together at the crossing of Jordan and where the stone monument is erected. 2 different traditions being mixed together with the story of Rahab and the spies, which is why Rahab agrees to hang a scarlet rope off of the side of her house to indicate where her house is, but then that scarlet rope is never heard from again. And 2 different traditions being meshed together with the taking of Jericho, one in which they march around the city silently, and one in which they march around the city with trumpets making noises. And they even went so far, I don't know if you can see this here, in the Jerusalem Bible, to bracket. It's not showing up, is it? Okay, you'll just have to trust me on this. They put parentheses to bracket around the second tradition where they're making noise, so you can see how that's being inserted into the text from which is the main tradition where they march around silently. Now, how they know all this is who knows? I mean, I'm sure there's so much textual analysis in the original Hebrew that I just don't even have a clue with how they're deciphering all this stuff. But it's interesting to read it with the footnotes. Now, the book of Joshua is also the genocide book. The there've been some problematic passages beforehand with the war against the Midianites, etc., in the book of Numbers, but Joshua is where they wipe out all the Canaanites and kill everyone, the young, the old, the livestock. So that's going to be an interesting discussion at some point, but maybe hold that off for another day. And then the Three Kingdoms. So I finished Volume 2. Now, Volume 2, of course, is just Volume 2. It's not the whole book. But I did a little mini review of Volume 2 just to summarize the story so far and give my thoughts so far. And posted that yesterday, 2 days ago. 2 days ago. I'll link to it in the description down below in case you missed it. And now have started Volume 3. And you can see from this bookmark here, I've just barely started Volume 3. Just a few pages in. But chapter 64 now in this edition, page 1158. They keep the page numbers continuous throughout the 3 volumes. So the page numbers don't restart at 0. It keeps going at 1158. But yeah, that's been my reading for this week. So I'll leave it there. Thank you very much, BookTube, and I'll see you next week for another weekly reading vlog.